Hello, my name is Emily. I'm a career and transfer counselor here at QCC, and for this module, I'm going to be reviewing how financial aid impacts the scholarships that you receive and vice versa. The official FAFSA website gives a brief overview of how scholarships will affect your other student aid. Overall, the aid you receive from either scholarships or from financial aid cannot exceed the cost of attendance at college, so you will need to inform the school of the aid that you've received so they can adjust the amount for your cost of attendance. We encourage you to always talk to a financial aid officer, and they can give you the most up-to-date and personalized information. What financial aid does not get into is that every college is different. So you will need to talk to the financial aid officer at every individual college that you plan on attending, because not all colleges treat scholarship dollars the exact same way. Some colleges may reduce the amount of your need-based grants, loans, or work study if you get a scholarship. After you submit FAFSA, colleges will determine what your unmet needs are, which is money that you and your family will have to cover. Scholarships can help reduce the unmet need or eliminate it altogether, depending on the total amount that you receive, but only if the college chooses to apply the money that way. Some schools use what's called financial aid displacement, which is a practice where students' financial aid awards are reduced when they add private scholarships to their family contribution. So it's very important to talk to the school so you can get the information directly from them on how they plan on utilizing the scholarships and the aid that you've received. So you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your scholarships as well as your financial aid. And here are some ways that you can do that. First, you're going to research the college's outside scholarship policy. Sometimes they also call this external or private scholarships. It's just going to be whatever scholarships are coming from outside of the school. So examples of that could be a national or a local scholarship. It could be the Voyager Scholarship, a Dunkin' Donuts scholarship, NETA scholarship, church scholarship, anything that comes from outside of the school is going to be considered a private, external, or outside scholarship. You want to look for schools that apply these scholarships to the unmet need portion of your financial aid package. And you want to avoid those colleges that reduce the amount of institutional grant aid. Um, if you have questions about how the school applies your scholarships, talk to the financial aid person at that school specifically. You also can talk to your scholarship sponsor and ask for them to defer all or part of your scholarship. So if the scholarship that you received as well as your grant aid from the school is more than what the tuition and fees are going to be, you can ask the person or the organization that is awarding you this scholarship to defer part of your scholarship to future semesters as well. So that could be a conversation that you have. Most colleges offer this information directly on their website, but if they do not, you can just reach out to the financial aid department at that school and ask them the questions, how they apply outside scholarships to their tuition. Although it may be tempting to keep your scholarships a secret from financial aid, it is a federal law that students are required to disclose any scholarships they receive because it's going to be playing a role in your federal financial aid. If you don't report your outside scholarships, you may have to repay the school or the federal government in all or part of your need-based financial aid package. So just be honest. So Boston University is a really good example of how they apply outside scholarships. This information is directly from their website. So if you want to look into that, you can find it right there. But Boston University's policy on outside scholarships is to reduce need-based financial aid first, which is from loans or work study, and then they reduce grants, depending on if the amount that you're awarded exceeds the need-based aid. So when we talked earlier about finding schools that apply your scholarship to need-based aid first, this is a really good example of ones that school that does that. We're going to move on from outside scholarship policies to more financial aid resources. And so if you have any questions about anything that I went over, please feel free to reach out to me. So this is going to be reviewing the financial aid process, searching for scholarships, as well as how to utilize the resource iGrad. QCC has partnered with for financial literacy. So when you're starting your financial aid office relationship, you will sometimes find that the amount of the federal and institutional aid, as well as the state aid that you received, is enough to cover your bill and may provide you with a book stipend. This may not be the case at another school. It's important to get friendly with the financial aid offices at other schools and make sure that you research their websites to see what their policies are on financial aid. So you can check what their school code is, important filing deadlines for institutional aid, as well as criteria for scholarships and separate applications and all that stuff. Make sure you're not missing out on any of available financial aid. Make sure you apply for FAFSA if that's something that you plan on utilizing. Here at QCC, we can help students with that process if you schedule an appointment, and make sure to just consistently check your email for any communication from the financial aid office. So this is just an overview of scholarships. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks now, so some of this might sound familiar, but it's just important to review. So as you guys know, it's a numbers game. The more scholarships you apply for, the more awards you're likely to receive. If you are awarded 10 scholarships at $1,000, that's $10,000 that you don't have to pay out of pocket or you don't have to pay back for loans. So every scholarship that you're eligible for is just worth applying for. So iGrad is a resource that students have through QCC to work on financial literacy. So budgeting, scholarships, job searching, banking, all those different things that are a really big part of funding your bachelor's degree. iGrad has some great information about scholarships that can be helpful as you're searching and as you're applying for scholarships. Some of the things that they discuss are common mistakes to avoid when applying for scholarships, how to craft a winning essay, and the top unusual scholarships. So some other things that you can look into on iGrad are investing, home and real estate, insurance, behavioral finance, banking. There are videos and lessons. So there's a lot of really interactive things that students can utilize on iGrad to just become more aware and learn some lessons along the way. And these are all the resources that are included on this PowerPoint. These are the financial aid office hours for QCC if you have any questions for them. And for the financial aid module activities, I'm going to ask that you create an iGrad account. You can access the website here, and I'll post this PowerPoint on the module as well. And once you complete an account, I want you to do at least one activity on iGrad on the topic of your choice and write a 3 to 5 sentence paragraph on what you learned. I would also like you to document the college that you're interested in and what their outside scholarship policy is. If the information is not available online, please reach out to the financial aid department at that school. Since I know they might not get back to you right away, just screenshot the email that you're sending to them so I can see that you've reached out, and just include any information that you can on that document. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you. Have a good day.